And the Hamas terrorist group says they've handed over another body of a deceased hostage to the Red Cross. Meanwhile, the World Food Program is calling for more aid to enter the Gaza Strip, while Israel says Hamas is stealing it. NTD's Jason Perry has the update on the Gaza peace plan.
The Hamas terrorist group laid human remains on top of a vehicle in the Gaza Strip on Tuesday. Hamas said the remains were of an Israeli soldier who was being held hostage in the territory. Hamas handed over the remains to the Red Cross, which then transferred the body to Israeli forces, and the body was taken to the National Institute for Forensic Medicine for identification. And if confirmed to be the body of a deceased hostage, that will leave 7 bodies of deceased hostages still left in the Gaza Strip. Meanwhile, another body recently returned to Israel was confirmed to be a colonel in the Israel Defense Forces. And his funeral was held on Tuesday, where Israeli President Isaac Herzog spoke.
More than 2 years have passed since that terrible morning when you fell, the morning when you announced over the radio, as we just heard. With chilling composure amidst the range and destruction and chaos outside, you said, "This is the commander declaring war." With clarity and without fear, you immediately understood that this was war.
And Israel's chief of the general staff vowed to return all of the bodies of the deceased hostages held in the Gaza Strip. This comes as Israeli troops continue to operate near the Yellow Line, behind which they moved their forces according to the ceasefire agreement. And they reported finding and destroying an underground tunnel in the area that was used by Hamas terrorists. Meanwhile, a director in the World Food Program, a United Nations food agency, called for more aid to be delivered to the Gaza Strip.
People are still hungry, people are starving, people do not have proper humanitarian support.
However, Israel's government spokesperson said hundreds of trucks carrying humanitarian aid have been entering the Gaza Strip.
The issue, as ever, as CENTCOM itself, the American Armed Forces released over the weekend that Hamas are looting the aid trucks, they are stealing the aid, they are up to their usual dirty tricks.
Also on Tuesday, the UK's Minister for the Middle East said talks were taking place to introduce a UN Security Council resolution for international forces in the Gaza Strip. Secretary of State Marco Rubio explained that many of the countries that want to participate in that security force will need a UN resolution or international agreement to do so because their own domestic laws require it. Jason Perry, NTD News.